Hey guys, it's been a while. Um, I wanted to make a video about uh, how to recall dreams. I was inspired to make this video today because last night I had a really long sequence of dreams. But what I really wanted to do was to remember it all, because it just felt like I'd been on such an adventure. I had such a great time. But I feel like my memories of the dreams is so flaky at best, and I just really wanted to remember it. So what I did to try to remember as much as I could is what I'm going to be explaining in this video. So hopefully it's going to help you in your dream recall as well. So I woke up today and I was in awe of how awesome my dreams were. Well, hence the word awesome, because it was awesome. Anyway, I was just laying there in bed, just recalling my dreams, and I was like, okay, I really feel like I'm forgetting so much of this. I just want to remember it all. So I just closed my eyes and just replayed as much as I could in my head. And I kept getting flashbacks of the dreams, and I was trying to put it all together, but the more I did it, the more I was forgetting, and it felt like I was grabbing sand, but all the sand was like falling between my fingers. It was impossible to grab it all, and when I grabbed more and more, the more sand would fall down. So I immediately got out of bed. I went straight to my MacBook and I opened up the Notes app, which it's a good app, by the way, because it syncs to iCloud. So even if your computer is destroyed, it'll always be saved, so you can have access to it wherever. So I immediately just typed down keywords. I would not type full sentences, because I felt like the longer I was waiting and the more I was thinking about it, the more I was forgetting. So I had to just keyword, this happened, not putting in details, just keywords, key events. And as I was doing this, I kept remembering more and more of what was happening. But I disciplined myself. I would not write down details. I'll just, this happened, there was this, this. Often it'll be 1 or 2 words per line. And once I did all that, then I was fairly satisfied that I had remembered the gist of the dreams. And at that point, I felt like there were no further key events that I would be able to recall. So now that there was no risk whatsoever of forgetting those key moments because I'd written them down, then I was able to expand upon those keywords, write down as much as I remember about that specific point and about that specific point. And from there, it became it expanded into a full dream report, basically. And I'm not entirely sure about the chronological order of it all. It seemed to be in order, but there was a bit of haziness. But the order of those particular dreams didn't really matter, because there were key stories within each moment, and it wasn't necessarily following on from each other. So I think this is the most effective way of recalling dreams. It's pretty much a race, because the longer you wait, the more you're going to forget. And if you wait until the evening or the next day, you're going to have pretty much forgotten 90% of it, or even all of it. You might think to yourself, oh, this dream was so amazing, I'm going to remember it forever. And this may be true that you remember the dream forever, but you're going to forget so much about it that even just keeping the keywords and not even expanding upon the keywords, if you read back just the keywords later on, you may get flashbacks about your dream, and you may be able to expand it even though a long time has passed since then. Although it has happened to me where I had just written keywords, and 1 or 2 years later I read those words back and I had no idea what I was dreaming. I just read these words and like, what? This has no... I've got no recollection of this at all. So I guess if you're going to do the whole dream journal thing, make sure you do expand the keywords, if not the same day, then within the week, because your memory is going to betray you sooner or later. Now, it's also pretty frustrating because the more you think about the dream, the more you try to remember, the faster you forget it. So what I was doing as I was writing these keywords was I was saying out loud, oh, and then this happened, and it would reinforce that memory. But I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't think, but then what happened? Because I felt like the further I reached, the further it went away. So I would get flashbacks when I wasn't trying. And often what happens is, during the day, something happens which is related to what happened in the dream, and that triggers a memory of what the dream was. That's how the memory works. Basically, it's not like a computer where you can just look up files and then just browse in a folder and open the files. It's more like, okay, you can see these files, but you don't know what they are, and you don't have access to the search function or anything. If you happen to see something related to that file, then that file might open alongside with the current event. So unfortunately, yeah, our brains work that way. But one way to improve your dream recall though is having a good diet, because obviously your brain needs good nutrition to have a good memory system. Also, make sure you are getting enough sleep, because if you are having really deep sleeps that because you're just so tired, then those are often dreamless sleeps, or you do dream but you just wake up so groggy and your memory faculty is so impaired. Now, one thing that I have done before, but I haven't done it in a while, is to do dream meditation, which means just sitting down or lying down at any point in the day, choosing a memory of a dream that you want to go back to. And as you go into a deep state, you may find you'll be able to recall more details about it, and you may end up even dozing off during that exercise, and you may end up even finding yourself back in that dream. And I actually have a video on my channel on this thing about how to re-enter your dreams, and that's also one way of recalling your dream. If you can re-enter it, then obviously you can relive it, and then if you've experienced it twice, then obviously you're going to remember it better. And especially if you can enter it the second time in a lucid state, because if you're in a lucid state, then I find my memory when I wake up is so much better, because you are conscious and you're able to take in details, whereas before you're like a zombie. So yeah, hopefully this tip will help you out, and happy dreaming. See you guys.